7.8 Inspection checkpoints. The type of deficiency inspectors is required noted and described in Chapter 1 through 5 is Appendix B of this manual. Day-to-day deficiency PM inspectors are expected to note that relatively few number and all quite simple to detect the mentioned paragraph 74-2. Engineering inspection, interim inspection. It should note that report all types of deficiency covered in PM inspections plus all other shortcomings of trackage are described by Chapter 1 and through 5. Appendix B of this manual. Careful visual inspection can detect many shortcomings other than the more complex and can be detected only by certain techniques. Degree of hazard. A hazard is real, the potential to condition that can cause injury and the death of personnel or damage or loss of equipment, property. All trackage can be classified according to one of the four categories shown below. A certification should be made in section to trackage intervals and should not to exceed 2 years. Overall track inspection paragraph 74-3 should be used as a basis determining the degree of hazard. Tests of inspection inspections may be made between overall track inspections indicated previously unreported critical and catastrophic defects and other safe conditions shall automatically cancel the existing degree of the hazard over the specific sections of track involved. For inactive trackage or trackage infrequently inspection of hazard level determination and performed just prior to the use where they in doubt about a degree of hazard other than given in a section of trackage. A degree of hazard shall be made until the detailed investigation engineering evaluation completed and determine whether or not the section of the trackage involved can be certified by safe, whether or not the restricted operations may continue by pending the repair. 78-2 hazard category. Hazardous level is qualitative measure and hazardous stated in relative terms, and the purpose of the standards in the following categories. The hazardous level is defined and established in personnel and air environmental design characteristics, procedural deficiency, and subsystem component of the failure of manufacture. Malfunction. Paragraph 6.1 Military Standard 8882 category. Hazardous level negligible, will not result in personal injury, system damage, minor defects, and will not affect the operational trackage system. Marginal can be counteracted and controlled without injury and personal major system damage. Routine maintenance and repair should be scheduled. Critical will cause personal injury and may be system damage and will require immediate corrective action for the personnel system or survival. Operational over trackage system must be restricted. Catastrophic will cause death and severe injury to personnel. System loss or operation over trackage system shall be stopped. 783 Defective classification. The basic rule of thumbnails. General guidelines determining a critical hazard defective rail and counting in DOD installation in 1/4 of an inch and alignment and movement. All irregularities in top or side of the rail where differences in elevation of braking joints and deflection of the movements exceeding 1/4 of an inch should be investigated. Common rail defects illustrated in Figure 327. Defectives are listed in hazards category in which normally occur. Exceptional variations are expected. Therefore, experience, engineering, and judgment must be used in determining the degree of hazard for each defective. General guidelines to the assistant inspector and engineering investigator in determining the degree of hazard and defect is described below. Negligible defiance is negligible which did not affect the safety of the operation, such as 783.1.1 defective, such as brake fractures, defective welds, corrective and application of fully bolted angle bars. 783.1.2 damaged rail, a temporary repair. Completely welded repairs are considered non-defective. Welded irregularities, minor mechanical defects, surface scratches, cracks, possible defects or portion rail system made by castings such as frog certains and switches and have confused erratic ratings with ultrasonic tested. Other small defects may be activities, investigation, engineering, judgment, or experience. In marginal track system within the defects of missing units, nuts, and loose spikes and less than Appendix B shall be required and possible during the regularity scheduled track work operations. Record unrepaired and repaired rail defects. Substandard trackage shall be current and the trackage continually observed during all the future and inspections to identify further graduation that might result in defects. 7833 critical trackage within critical defects continuing the providing operating speeds over defective action and reduced and defective defects are carefully inspected in the intervals of of not more than every 6 months is prescribed. As Appendix B, the trackage systems and critical defensive may be scheduled or restricted operation discretion. Officer in charge provide all the following actions are taken: replacement and repair scheduled deficiency area clearly specifically marked and with warning signs when practical, specified writing instructions and restrictions. Operations are informed to proceed the extremely caution reduced speed operation approved, but the following engineering inspection, additional PM inspection, and checks of the defects are scheduled frequently and used in trackage inspection may be just prior to the use. 7834 catastrophic sections of the trackage within catastrophic defects involved in short shall not be used until repaired except for the noted serious trackage and defects and conditions engineering judgment experience determined unsafe in Appendix B requiring immediate change out of the rail. Temporary emergency repair and defective rails reduced to the degree of hazard to critical marginal depending on severity of the defects. For example, see paragraph 7831 above items A and B and on trackage system, which is in the catastrophic rail defects of dangerous unsafe sections of trackage. General uses of shall be stopped and used for sections of trackage that shall be repaired or replaced. Sections of trackage that are defective, damaged, misaligned, otherwise failing into meeting the lowest standards established in Appendix B and in the manual of barricaded, markered, and warning signs within the practical service discontinued. When necessary to use the trackage and catastrophic category, the officer is in charge of responsible safety visual supervising each operation over the defective sections. Now I zoom out on these. These are tables. This is the bills for the switch out ties, for the turnout ties, turnouts and crossovers. These are the parts to the solar self-guarded magnesium steel frog in their measurements. Here is a number 3 turnout, an adjustable side jaw clamp, a straight split switch, non-regulated. Here you see one piece of girder rail, magnesium steel frogs, detail, guardrails text, guardrail T-rail designed within planned flares of flat plates. See the diagram for the turnout numbers and circles corresponding with table D1. Solid magnesium steel self-guarded frogs. Diagram illustrating preferred names of parts of split switches. Appendix A. You have your paints, manuals. You have your paints, protective coatings, TM560, 18 Mo 110, AFMAN 85-AFMAN 85-3, maintenance of repair and surface areas, TM5624, Mo 102, AFM 85 and 8 and 8. Maintenance of waterfront structures, TM 565 622, Mo 104, AFM 91 and 34. Engineering designs of railroads, TM 58502. Resource and workforce management, AFM 861, AFM project programming, civil engineering, chapter 2, AFM 86.1, grounding is accident prevention, AFR 127-101. Navy Flak DM, Civil Engineering, Chapter D, Railroad Trackage, Chapter 7, Wide Gauge Portal, Crane Trackage, Navy Flak DM, 25, Water Up Front, Operational Facility, Chapter Rail Institution Criteria, Weight Handling Equipment DM, Navy Flak DM 38, Navy Flak MO 322, Inspection of Shore Facilities, EM 385-11, General Policy, Safety Functions and Program Elements, A2 Specification Regulations and Standards, CE 802, 804, Guideline Specification Military Construction Railroad, AR 420 and 72, Surface Area Railroad Associated Structures. Available Corps Engineering Publication Depot, 890 South Pickett Street, Alexander, Virginia 2304. Specific Regulation Standards, AR 420, 010, General Provisions, Organizational Functions, L. Mill and R 31518 Rail T's and Railway. Mill R 3911B. Mill R 3964A. Mill 129B. Bolts, nuts, and tracks. Rails, T's and rail. Rail T, rails, and railer. Turnout, unassembled, complete low stand throw, rigid bolted frog. Mill D 13302 derailleur railway. Mill J 12368C joint bar rail. Mill standard 271 magnetic particle test. Mill standard 615 turnouts railways bolted rigid frogs. Mill standard H222. A system safety fraud program system associated subsystem equipment MMT 371E tie road railroad wood cross and switch Navy Fac P300 management of transportation equipment Navy Fac instituted 11,200.1 maintenance management weight handling Navy C Navy Flak in an inspection certification audit of crane and railroad trackage. Railroad appurtenances, RPAMA guide specs, and TWOJ TW00571J wood preservation and treatment. A3 other manual railway engineering or maintenance section area portfolio work plans. American Railway Engineering Association Engineering Division of 559 East Van Buren Street, Chicago, Illinois 60605. Roadmaster Maintenance Way of Association American 18154 Hardway Avenue, Homewood, South Chicago, Illinois 60430. A3 Railway Trucks Structure and Monthly P.O. Box 653 Bristol, Connecticut 06010. Military Uniform Traffic Control Devices, Streets, Highway Use, Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration 400 and South Street, Southwest Washington, D.C. 2590. FRA, Department of Transportation, Federal Railroad Administration, Track Safety Standards and in Code Federal Registration, Title 49, Chapter 2, Federal Railroad Administration, Part 213, Railroad Track Standard, Appendix B. And Appendix B.